Hi Cancer, welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your June 2020 tarot check for all Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So this is our June tarot reading here. And I want to thank everyone who's been watching the readings, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate that. I'm having a lot of fun growing with you and using our collective consciousness to do these readings. So thanks for sharing your energy. And if you're new here, I'd love to have you as a subscriber, and you can tap the bell if you want to be notified when new videos are posted. But I generally post every week. So I do weekly videos. I do a love reading the first Friday of the month. I do obviously these monthly readings. So check back, okay? Because the readings are all a little bit different format too, depending on what kind of a reading it is. So this is for Cancer, June 2020, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. The readings have been a little bit harsh, I'll be honest. There's been conflict, it seems like, in every sign. So if it doesn't resonate with you, you can always check, right? It's like, well, I don't like that 3 of Swords or that 10 of Swords. I'll find a different part of my chart, right? But the good news is it's guidance, so it tells you, it gives you some direction if that's you. You have your current situation as the 6 of Wands. The immediate influence is the Tower. Your destiny here is the 10 of Cups. Behind you in the distant past, you've got the Page of Pentacles. The more recent past, you've got the Fool. Coming into the future, you've got the Devil. You're represented here by the Page of Wands. People around you are the 9 of Cups. Your hopes here, you've got the Knight of Cups, and then you've got the Magician. So at the bottom of the deck, I do pull the 2. Well, you've definitely got a soulmate coming back around, okay? So for somebody, thank God, I was like, oh God, if this is another reading with the 3 of Swords and the, it's like Jesus, the 8 of Swords has been in 2 different readings, which, it's stagnant, right? So very powerful. I love to see the Fool and the Magician. I always love those two because they are such powerful manifestors. You've got, wow, really nice reading. You've got a lot of water here, very watery reading. So you've got Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You've got Capricorn here. But I definitely, right off the bat, feel like you've got it's a very strong love reading indicated. So you have this in your immediate energy. You do have a bit of a crisis coming at you with the Tower, but you've got victory and success as your current situation. So some of you may have been riding high, and unfortunately with the Tower, that may be getting knocked off your high horse, or it may be somebody around you, okay? So somebody may experience a little chink in the armor. Maybe something like, feels like almost a mistake was made. Somebody made a mistake at work, or something that seemed like it was going to go, and it was very exciting. It was like, oh God, it's almost like watching a football game, and you're really excited and you think you've won, or a tennis match and you think your player's winning and then they end up losing. It's like that kind of a thing where it's like, oh my God, how did that happen? So be careful with that, especially if you've got one area where you're really confident. Just maybe take it down a notch. Don't get overly confident, because you may find that something comes in that drastically changes. For somebody, it could be to work, where they've been promising things are going to be stable and then they're suddenly not. And there's a loss here. So I don't feel like it has anything to do with money, though. With love. I feel like it definitely is related to more money than anything else. In your destiny, you've got the 10 of... Now, what's interesting about this with the 10 of Cups, this is interesting because right after the Tower, the 10 of Cups it's wish fulfillment, it's happiness, and it's a very subjective card. It's whatever your 10 of Cups is. So for a Cancerian, that could certainly be having a home life like this, happy marriage, the 2 cars in the garage, 2.5 kids, dog, cat, etc. However, in this card, there's a rainbow depicted, and the adults are very aware of it. They're rejoicing at the rainbow, whereas the kids are completely, oblivious to it. They're happy and they're dancing, but they're actually looking and holding up their arms and rejoicing because the rainbow comes after a crisis. So I do feel like after this tower, it's related to that. So whatever happens there, if it's a loss of money or even somebody loses their job, you're going to recover very quickly. And the thing that happens with this, especially for somebody that gets unemployed during this time, or they're furloughed right now, or they're on a layoff, what they get next is going to be much better. They're going to be in a situation where they get a new job that pays more, that's just a better overall work environment. So I am getting that for somebody. So if you've been suddenly upended at work, on the long term, it's going to be a way better situation for you. So your destiny, though, you've got a marriage destiny here. You've got a destiny to be with a partner. Again, I feel like it's somebody that you've been with before, and in our lifetime, we have a certain core group of souls that we make a contract with to come back again and again and again with. So I think it's that, but I think it's more than that. I think in the more physical plane, it's somebody that you've already known here on earth. So not just you've known them spiritually, you've also physically known them. So again, I do feel like in the more distant past, you've had this Page of Pentacles. Finances were very stable. Life was very stable. You may have had a new opportunity that came in where you were able to kind of showcase some things, where I feel like some of you may have even had like some kind of a commitment for like an art show or something. I don't know why I'm getting that, but I am. And so anyway, they were definitely showcasing things, right? Kind of showing things off, I guess. But I don't feel like it was in an arrogant way. Some of you may not have been as careful with money for something like a pandemic, because who really plans on that? Everybody I think knows, hey, I need to have a little bit of a prudent reserve for a rainy day, but they don't really think, hey, I need to have money saved in case a global pandemic hits and everything's completely shaken. I don't think any of us were prepared for that. So some of you may have been a bit too lighthearted with money. But again, in the more recent past, you've got the Fool, and this is infinite potential. Okay, you've got pure potential. It's a 0. And this is about the soul before ascension. Okay, this is a brand new beginning. You've got a brand new beginning, and it feels, even though it's in the more recent past, it feels like it's a current energy to me. Like you've got this thing where you've got this new beginning starting. I just feel like you have a very fresh energy coming into June. It's a very beautiful energy. It's lighthearted. It's like wearing the world like a loose fitting garment, where if you've been bound, like I said in some of the readings, I keep getting that freaking 8 of Swords, which is like one of my least favorite cards every time I see that damn thing. But this is completely different. It's like you're taking a leap of faith, and it's just bringing in a beautiful energy. Now, you do have this Capricorn energy coming up. It's the Devil here in the upcoming future. There's some kind of a bit of an obsession going on here, but I don't feel like it's with you. I almost feel like it's related to something with work, where somebody's been a little bit sneaky. And like I said, you may have had an employer that wasn't forthright and was trying to hide some things. They're very greedy. They were greedy with some things. Some of you may be getting money due to that, where they were greedy and were trying to somebody may have even stolen from you on some level, or stolen ideas or something. But you won't be chained to this. You're going to be honest with yourself. And I think that it really is about just being honest with yourself, cutting your losses if you need to do that. And just being careful that you're also not being overindulgent in any way, because that can be a sign too, just to be kind of careful with not, being greedy or just taking too much. But I don't feel like that with you. I guess what I'm getting to is that somebody might be talking about you a little bit, or you might be doing it too. If you got screwed over at work, there's like a group of people and they're all kind of texting and talking, and commiserating, but not in a totally unhealthy way. It's like they're almost debriefing. But we have to be careful just with liable when we start doing that, especially in a text. I had somebody I worked with was fired, and they went back to doing like carpentry, and they did some work for me. And I think this person I think they probably got fired because they were coming to work smelling like alcohol, and they were working with kids, which wasn't a good thing, obviously. But anyway, they had sent me a text, and I think they were drinking, and they wrote like about our boss that I'm glad I'm not being controlled by a little douche anymore. And I was very careful not to answer that because I don't want to be involved in that. So that's kind of what that feels like somebody's mad about something and they kind of try to pull you into it. So don't respond in writing if somebody says something like that. But you're the page of wands anyway in this reading. So it's like you've got this beautiful affable energy, like you are re-energized. You've got good ideas coming forward. So especially if you've had a big job change that was kind of sudden, you're coming into this new thing really inspired, and I think you bring a nice energy with you, to anyone that's around you. You kind of uplift people, and especially if you've got some people that have been in a place for a while, you come in, you bring sort of this message with you that it's just new. There's like a new, exciting energy around you, and you're bringing it with you too. So, I feel like you're kind of the center of attention this month. You're going into action, you're moving forward, but you've got a lot of attention around you, and people really like what they see. They're very drawn to you this month. Now, the person that you're dealing with or pulling in, they're this 9 of Cups. And I feel like they're overall, they've got a really nice energy. The 9 is about almost completion, and it's like they're happy almost, and it's not in a negative way, but it's like they feel like they've got one thing missing. I think that, again, this is somebody that you've dealt with before. With this, you've got the 6 of Cups and then the 2 of Cups, which is definitely about reciprocity, about balance in a relationship, but the 6 is nostalgia. It's a sentimental longing. I definitely feel like it's somebody you've had dealings with before, and they would be very happy being with you. They would be very happy to reconnect with you and, do something long term. There's a soulmate connection here. There's a very deep love here. It may have been somebody you dated when you were much younger, and it wasn't any, there's nothing here like a divorce or something like that. It's like I said, wear the world like a loose-fitting garment. I definitely feel, though, like I said, there's somebody here that wants to come back around, and I feel like they're going to do a lot of cooking for you. It's possible they're even a chef, but I do feel like they're going to cook for you and kind of just, it's like the things that you do for other people, they're going to want to do that for you. So it's very reciprocal, and you may even have something where if you get involved with this person, you'll have something where each of you takes turns cooking. They're clean, they're neat, they keep up the house. I mean, this is a nice person to be in a relationship with. So you've got an offer coming in. That's your hopes in this. There will be an offer. There also could be some attracting this through, because you've got this and then you've got the Magician, attracting this through some law of attraction processes like journaling, keeping a list of positive aspects. If you know who this person is that could be coming back from the past, being very focused on the things that you like about them, because you'll get more of that. That's who they'll show up as. They'll show up kind of this night riding in right on this white stallion. They show up with their big cup of love here. That's who you'll attract, though. I mean, so if you're focused on somebody's immature aspects, then you get a little page that shows up. But when you're more focused on the good things about them, you draw more of that to you. So you've got here the Magician as the final, the outcome in this, and it's all about infinite abundance. Okay, he's got this infinity symbol. He's got all the elements here. He's got everything he needs at his disposal, and he brings heaven to earth. So what is it that you want, Cancer? Because you can have it. You can have, do, or be anything. So I do feel like there's a very powerful magnetism here. This is being drawn into you. They are manifesting you as well. So whoever this is may be doing some processes, whether they realize it or not, some journaling or things like that. because they want, it's like I said, they're happy, but they feel like there's something missing, where things aren't quite to fruition, where they want that next piece of the puzzle completed. So I definitely feel like they have, money, they're established, they're very stable. They're very stable, but they're fun. They like to travel. They like the beach, whoever that's for. I see them almost like sitting in outdoor cafes, having coffee, relaxing, reading a newspaper for whoever that's for. They might even be into like some kind of puzzles, like sitting in an outdoor cafe doing Sudoku or crossword puzzles or something like that. It could be on their phone, but they're playing some kind of games, and they're very content to do this. It's like they're very easy. They've got a very easy energy about them, very easy to be around. So very nice. I had somebody that had like the emperor in theirs, and that's not like the easiest energy to be around. This is somebody that's fun, they're easygoing, they're mature. Very nice. So we're going to do two more things here. I bought these Archetype cards. I've read a lot of Carolyn Myss books. She's a PhD theologian, but she's not religious. She's actually a mystic. She was a medical, she used to do medical intuition as her job, and then that became too much. So really she's just a teacher now, but she does a lot with archetypes, which is Carl Jung, if you know him. He's an Austrian psychologist who has greatly influenced psychology and also even addiction and recovery. So we're going to pull an archetype and see which one of these, what the message might be here. Interesting. So you got the slave. Slave. I'm hearing Slave to Love. Do you know that song? It's from the 80s. You can go listen to that after this. It's a great song. So slave, the light attribute is surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. The shadow attribute of this is giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. So we have choices very powerful. It really is. And when we are divinely guided in our choices, we don't look back. So we are going to close things off with an Ask and It Is Given card from Abraham Hicks. I now hold the key to creating my every desire. And that's true. You're the magician here. You've got to. It is not possible to consistently feel positive emotion about something and have it turn out badly. For the way you feel will tell you if you are allowing your natural well-being or not. Once you understand that the way you feel indicates your level of allowing or resisting, you now hold the key to creating anything you desire. That's very true, Cancer. You can have, do, or be anything. I love you so much, and I'll be back shortly.